Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys how I went about the making of this beautiful cowl neck dress with a snatch waistline, bell sleeves and also a mermaid skirt. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. With all this being said, let's get on with the tutorial. For this dress I made use of 3 yards of Duchess fabric. The first thing you go ahead to do is to fold your fabric in two to cut out the back piece. In order to determine how wide you want to fold your fabric, like now for me the hemline of the skirt, what I want it to be, I want it to divide that by 2 and add a little bit of stitching allowances to that, and that is how wide I folded my fabric. Once you are satisfied with the width, we are good to go. The next thing to go ahead to do is to mark half an inch away from this upper region, and this is going to serve as the starting line or the shoulder line. From the shoulder line or starting line, I'll just go down to mark my full length of what I want this dress to be, and I marked it there and I added 1.5 inches to that for folding allowance. From the shoulder line, I came down by my half length measurement, which is at 16.5, and then I also came down by where the length at which I want the mermaid effect to begin, which is my knee region, and that is 36 for me. I then went ahead to mark this point and then connect them together with my ruler. I divided my shoulder measurement, which is 15 by 2, and marked 7.5 at this point. Then from there I came down by 1 inch, and this is for my shoulder slope. From there I divided my actual bust measurement by 6 and then 1.5 to that, and that gave me 7 inches, and I'm just going to go ahead to connect this straight line. This is going to serve as my chest line measurement. After doing this, I connected a straight line all the way to the top, a vertical straight line, by taking what I have at the shoulder again at that chest line. Then I connected this in a straight line. I also went ahead to divide my actual bust measurement by 4, and I marked it at this point here. What I had at the armhole line, I divided that into 2 and came out in by half an inch. This is for the shoulder curve, and with the help of my ruler I'm just going to go ahead to connect these 3 points together. At the half length line, which is serving as the waistline, I went ahead to divide my actual waist measurement by 4, marked it and added adequate stitching allowances to it. I came down from the half length line by 8 inches, which is where my hip line is starting from. I marked and then connected together, and then divided my hip measurement by 4, added extra sewing allowances and marked it at this point. Whatever I had at my hip line, I subtracted 1.75 inches from that and added it to my knee length line, and then divided how wide I want the hem of my dress to be. I divided that by 4 and added stitching allowances to that. Please note that I added 2 inches for my stitching allowances, although I also went ahead to trim off some of the excesses, and then connected a straight line all the way from the knee line to the hemline of this dress. I also added 2 inches to my bust measurement. With the help of my ruler, I went ahead to connect all of these lines together. As you can see, do pardon my chalk as it is not very visible. For the neck, I came out by 3 inches, although it would be better if you would have come out by 3.5 inches. This all depends on what you want. And then for the back neck depth, I came down by 1 inch at the back. I'll then connect all these together and also drew out my shoulder slant. I'll then proceed to cut out what I have. I left half an inch allowance around the shoulder region of the dress. Now guys, I need to derive a chest bodice using this paper stay, or you can also use a brown paper, so that we can be able to cut out the cowl effect. So this bodice needs to include the neck, the shoulder slant and also the armhole curve. I will place my fabric beneath it just like I can see, so it should be slightly, the paper should be slightly below the armhole curve. Then I'm going to use my biro to trace out what I have. Make sure everything is exactly the same. Once you have done this, go ahead to cut out. I will then go ahead to place them on each other, making sure that they are equal, and if they are not, just go ahead to trim out the excess that you have. Now let's cut out the front piece. Now guys, this first fold I made, I actually folded it in the place that is 60 inches long. So this is not going to work because we have to shift the cowl and create the cowl neck effect. and there needs to be an allowance at the top of it. So guys, I now went ahead to fold it at the other side. So if yours is also short like this, just go ahead to fold the other side. Having folded it this way, it is a lot better because I have enough fabric to work with. You want to be needing at least 5 inches upwards to be able to create your cowl neck effect. And then make sure that it is also wide enough to accommodate the back piece. Now guys, I'll go ahead to place the back piece on the front piece and make sure they are very aligned at the midpoint and at the sides, because this Duchess fabric is very silky and tends to move a lot. You can also go ahead to pin some areas so as not to make mistakes. To place the template on where it should be and align them together, and then you're just going to go ahead to determine how deep you want your cowl effect to be. So for me, I place my measuring tape around my neck and I want it to be 17 inches, like from one shoulder to the other. So that divided by 2 is going to give me 8.5. But instead of 8.5, I'm just going to go ahead to mark out 9 inches because there's already stitching allowance at the neck region. So when I'm done, everything's going to fall back at 17 inches when I'm done. So guys, I'm just going to place the tape rule as you can see me placing it, and then trace it out on the paper, and that will be all. Then I'm now going to follow the line of how I cut the back and then just cut it the exact same way. The only difference between the front and the back is this shoulder region. With that guys, we have successfully created the cowl effect. Now let's go ahead to cut out facings for this. At this point guys, I'm just trying to minimize and salvage the remaining fabric used because we also need to cut out the sleeves also. So guys, just go ahead to fold your fabric in two, place both the front and the back pieces together on it and then cut them out. Please note that the middle of each should be on fold, including for the back pieces, because they are both of two sides. There's no zip anywhere. I will place the facing right side facing the right side of the fabric and go ahead to join it at this top region and also hem the lower part of the facing for both the front and back. Now guys, after I went ahead to join the facing and also hem the facing, I don't know why I can't find the clip, but after doing that I also went ahead to join my shoulders very well. Joining the shoulders was not easy. I had to exercise patience and also lose it at times because of the nature of the fabric. And after that, I also went ahead to sew around the armhole and trim it for neatness. I'll also go ahead to take the measurement around my armhole so as to enable me to cut out the sleeves. For the sleeves, I'll just go ahead to cut the two sleeves together. That means I'm going to fold my fabric into 4, not into 2. Now guys, just go ahead to determine how long you want it to be. For me, I want my sleeve to be 26 inches long, like really long. So I'll just go ahead to add 1 inch to that, and I measured 27. I'm just going to mark my starting line at this point here and then go ahead to draw out my armhole, measure it out. My armhole is supposed to be 10 inches and I measure that out. And then how wide the sleeve should be depends on what you want. So for me, I want mine to be 22 inches wide and I measured 23 and I connected this together and this gave me this slanty curve. I will go ahead to cut out my sleeve. That will be all for the cutting of the sleeve. I also go ahead to hem the down and then join the armhole to that of the main piece. Upon joining my sleeves, this is what I have, and you can also go ahead to weave this for neatness. I'll go ahead to open my back piece flat so that we can be able to mark the regions where we're going to insert and stitch down our ropes. Once you have done that, go ahead to indicate where the waistline is by connecting a straight horizontal line across it. So guys, next thing I'll go ahead to do is to mark my real body measurements for both the waist and the bust by taking away the 2 inches extra added for stitching allowances. I'll do this at the both sides and connect together. Now guys, I did this off camera. I simply cut out straight pieces of fabric and then stitch on it and turn them all the way to the right side, and then I went ahead to knot the ends just like you can see. I'll also advise that you make really long ropes because I later went ahead to add to these ones that I already have. From my waistline, I came up by 1.5 inches and marked it on that line that is our actual body measurement. I also came up again by another 1.5 inches to mark a second line. These lines are markings actually for the loops, and I added a third line again. So in total, I'm going to have 4 loops. Just like I can see, the last one is going to be that of the waistline. I will repeat the same procedure for the both sides. So guys, in total I have 4 places marked right here. I will then go ahead to place my first rope like this and then pin it. Also do the same thing for the second side. Now guys, you're going to make sure that the right side of the rope is what is facing you, so that when you loop it by the right side, I mean that you know we joined this at the middle, that other side is actually not neat, so that should be inwards. Then the flat one without any seam should be the one at the outward place. I also have other fabrics that I've gone ahead to just create loops with. Now these I'm going to cut them out with 2.5 inches, and I'm also going to fold them and place them. I will go ahead to carefully fold my loops just like I can see. The right side should face their cells just like this, and then I'm going to place it at the back piece as you can see, pin it, and then do the same thing for all of them. Once I've finished pinning, I'll just go ahead to flip my fabric where it's supposed to be, that is right sides facing each other, align everything together and go ahead to shape it with my body's measurements. After shaping with my body's measurements, for the waist I actually made it 1 to 1.5 inch bigger than what my waist would normally be like, so I can be able to achieve this beautiful silhouette. So guys, after doing that I went ahead to hem it, and that will be all for the making of this dress. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and also subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this far, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.